Let's listen carefully on this. I might get a lot of questions out of this, with an appeal to learn from atoms about how to sustain life. It is an 8 to 10 minute presentation. Help me welcome accomplished communicator Gold Joe Bloom.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored dignitaries, it's a pleasure having you here. And for those of you who were not here last week, I am working on getting a signature talk together, a 30-minute presentation that, in a grandiose manner, hopefully, puts together my reason for living. Last week was on the choices we have physically, because I've taught dancing all my life, so that was easy for me, okay? Today's 10-minute section is on trying to learn from atoms. Because in life we see tugging. Our history has been based on tugging, and it's not doing so well. We're still killing each other. It's effective, has a winner, obvious winners, losers, but it's not what's role modeled at the creative atomic level. At the subatomic levels, there's one duality structure, that's a hydrogen. It has only one proton and one electron. Never see eye to eye. Fortunately, they're explosive out there more than in here. We made the first atomic bomb out of it. Very effective. Divides easily. And we foolishly, the role model, our life by what we see, an explosive, temporary things. I began to feel that strong passion for trinities when I grew up in the dance business. And we were told out there are people who are extroverts, there's introverts, and there's ambiverts. Well, I knew I did not like extroverts. I knew I was not a wallflower. I did not like ambiverts. Why on earth would I want to be something, a combination of two things I didn't like? I never saw a reason for it. I never saw a reason for it. I learned to use the vocabulary, but for many, many years thereafter, I tried to find the little magic, something that has a trinity in real life, and I found it at the atomic level. If you've never looked into it, find out Atoms for Dummies, and you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. But my evaluator, I'd like you to basically listen to the script and say, Joe, that made sense to me. I think in right context with 10 minutes before and 10 minutes after, it might just bring the thought across from tugging to turning. Tugging is a two-way struggle. It's real, it's widespread, but it's pagan. It builds strength, but it is destructive. In fact, tugging is what our history to date has been based on. Tugging has an absolute winner. Primitive humans and animals have always used it to vie for leadership positions. Some people are literally obsessed with it. Think of the Hunger Games and the survival of the fittest. It's real, all right, but deadly. Very uncivilized. Tugging is not the way the creative process role models life at the building block level of the universe. At the atomic level, God, by whatever name, uses vortices. My appeal to you today, please help me replace these terrible tugs, switching from turning, or from tugging to turning, will do absolutely no harm, and possibly a lot of good. To be sure we're on the same page, let me define what a vortex is. Webster states, it is a powerful circular current of water, the result of conflicting tides, or a powerful circular current of air, the result of conflicting air masses. At the solar level, it's the planets circling around the sun, the result of conflicts between centrifugal and gravitational forces. And at the subatomic level, each atom's vortex is sustained by the balanced conflict between the peripheral negatively charged electrons and the positively charged protons at the atomic core. A group that is kept from destroying itself by the presence of an equal or slightly greater number of what we call neutrons. Jointly, these three make a balanced trio, a balanced trinity. What's the advantage? The advantage of changing tugs into vortices is simple. Tugs destroy. They have winners and losers. Whereas vortices are yin-yang democracies that are held together by non-militant centrists. In a vortex, only 2/3 of the constituents are arch enemies. Unfortunately, because the majority of humans are still ignorant of what makes a vortex do what it does, Trinity-type vortices do have emotional losers. Going around in circles is not a satisfactory activity for those who want to dominate. But regardless of your personal choices, vortices are by far better than two-way tugs that force the non-militant third to take sides against their will. Do all of you like two-way tugs of war? Didn't think so. They're too deadly. We need not warfare, but workfare, meaning a balanced cooperation between manufacturing, marketing, and managing service sector. At the subatomic level, that means an equal representation of electrons, protons, and neutrons. It is this subatomic level that we know least about, yet it is also the best level for learning soul-level lessons. Let me tell you a little more about vortices. They are in a constant state of flux, as well as a constant state of quiet, referring to the center of the storm, the center of the eye of the hurricane, the photon or boson level of the atom. Our political system would do well to copy that process. In other words, fight if you must, but not in mortal combat. Fight for the sake of the game. Fight to entertain the spectators. And above all, play it fair. Which brings to mind a powerful verse. Are you familiar with Playing the Game? It has one dualistic segment, but the rest is about honestly trying and playing it fair. It now has a final verse that focuses on the point I'm trying to make. Okay? It says, life is a game with a glorious prize if we can only play it right. It's a give and take, a build and break, and sometimes it ends in a fight. But he surely wins who honestly tries, regardless of wealth or fame. He can never despair who plays it fair. How are you playing the game? Do you wilt and whine if you fail to win in the manner you think you do? Do you sneer at the man in case that he can and does do better than you? Do you take your rebuffs with a knowing grin? Do you laugh though you pull up lame? Does your faith hold true when the whole world's blue? How are you playing the game? Get into the thick of it, wade in folk, whatever your cherished goal. Brace up your will till your pulses thrill and you dare to your very soul. Do something more than make a noise. Let your purpose leap into flame as you plunge with a cry, I shall do or die. Then you will be playing the game. However, remember, we can't all play a winning game. Someone is bound to lose. But we can play so that our name no one dare accuse. That when the master referee scores against our name, it won't be whether we lost or won, but how we played the game. True? But remember, dualities are real, but very cruel and very abundant. 75% of the universe is comprised of hydrogen. 75%. That volatile and explosive gas has no stabilizing neutrons. Scientists postulate that even this abundant element